アーキタイプ、神経質、肉体派、思想家。こいつだけ正気を失う危険性あるって書いてあるんだけど、こいつだけどういうこと？神経質だけど知力が低いのどういうこと？こいつだけなんかしかも正気を失うしさ。思想から言ってみるか。激しい怒りは真ん中に潜んでいる。澄み切った水でも深すぎれば溺れるものだ。
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness.
古代爬虫類。
Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
どういうこと日本語の訳がわけわからん。
Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
全然わからん。なんだこれ。
Awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shame. Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
日本語わけわからんな。
Really? You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef? Yes, you're one disco
なんかこいつの脳内での会話らしいが全く意味がわかりません。教えてくれ、何が待っている。
There's this giant ball there. An evil ape. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them, infinitesimally small. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large.
これは地球のメタファーなのか？
Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. Yes, it is. And you drowned in that. You lost.
The sound outside. You recognize it. It's a Caprice Canadian motor carriage.
お、気持ち悪いな。なんだこれ。全裸中年男性じゃねえかよ。酔っ払っ っててかなり操作性が悪い。なんだ、カメラ寄る、カメラ離れる。とりあえずセーブしとくか。わけわからん。いろいろスキル、もうこれはスキルツリーなのかな、近くで見るのが。酒瓶を拾う。ドア、おい、だめ、全然。分かった、分かった、分かった、分かった。この操作性ずっと続くのか。これ酔っ払ってるからこの操作性なんだよな。さすがにこれずっと続くなら厳しいぞ、このゲーム。閉まってる、閉まってるね。これなんか
This fan has two. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. The blades come squeaking to a halt. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. The air in the room is starting to feel like a terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Your eyes burn with photosensitivity. It's not good. The lights are off again.
全然わかんねえ。どういうことだ。これ拾えねえしよ。この状態で外出るわけにいかんだろ。内側から鍵がかかっている。積んだか。
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small, like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
あ、これで見れるんだ。体力12分の1しかないじゃん。オッケーオッケーオッケー。ガラスオッケーだから靴だ。あ、開いたの。
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare cut. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is the whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented.
ここに行かないといけないな、じゃあ。お、やった、動ける。
Hello, officer.
オフィサー鍵が上がってる。何かが置いてあるじゃねえんだよ。1階か。
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird in a competent work of. Looks like the bird was. This is the great skua. The small steel tag says as much.
Look, why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the...
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting. Hello, you should...
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Your fingers find their way into the shackle. Flicking open its spring. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like the sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent. The man does not mind. You probably need that.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal.
ああ、なんとなく分かった。はいはい、そういうことか。
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot as you approach. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Yes, of course. At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Good. But even if you haven't, have you removed the dead body from the... Mm-hmm. Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? So, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is, he's not from the rat squad.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job. Yes, they're not just white rectangles. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none... You mean you don't have a badge? Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever, by...
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into a very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have... The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the
Shelves full of biographies of famous people. The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. That's the spirit. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
書いてなくね。
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the wealth. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her... Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust... Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to... A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores. Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocent. Her colors are silver. Steer clear of this one. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of... Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples. Question 2. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. And innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification. I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce. Great. Dolores. Correct. Named the innocence of militarism. He codified hereditary rule. But at the Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie. Question 3. Got it under control. No problem. Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world. Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest... There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful. No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences. The most famous and important of these was Eleanor Pasternak. He was in final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This, I've got it, honest. Of course, this is my 0 doubts. Incorrect. While Franco Negro built concrete churches and cathedrals, and while many... Oh yes, military... Yes, obviously. Correct. The MESC might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of everything from inter-isolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive... Congratulations on finishing the A C, vaguely passable. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biography.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers.
Amidst the various books, these 3 the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to... It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, wholeness, unity, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself. Then, the book features chapters on topics such as how there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent. Amidst the various books, the point of the book, and various paranatural books still. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of Ozon, Laurentide, fast disintegrating. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. You can on Caillou. 850 million people live on. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosigns and azimuths, all pointing connections to other worlds. Words past the Inselindi. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the depth. To the east, Hudon, you feel you're just west of Coal City. It's not really a map. Still, this lot is in the north. You can 800 of the ocean connections that you have little idea. Perhaps they are gods. Gods.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tour from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5.
The place does not look like a...
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Yes? What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know, to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said during that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martin. To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know, there's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started... That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there any... I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a... You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbers. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity. And...
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite...
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my
A point of...
That's because it's a part of...
Seoul is a protectionist.
I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be.
A point of pride to him.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that.
The lieutenant produced... We all have our different mediums. His...
Good. Let's change the subject. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front... I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
こんにちは、俺が法だはやばいだろうな。
Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Sir, are you okay? You've been Okay, sir. I'll try to answer. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds...
There is stress and unease behind these words.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what...
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about?
It does not.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can tell you about some of our books. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? That's great, sir. More about books, maybe? It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. I haven't read many of those. I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious about? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like... Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and... It happens, but usually the guy gets rich and the... Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. These are not very common. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe some about other books? Oh, I think that's why people read them.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay.
ひでえ。
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the wall and then accelerated straight into the driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city. I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See? An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then?
残り時間10分。まあいい子ですね。みんな疲れてきてもう口数減ってきたんで。だいたい頃合いがガソリンがあるで。じゃないことがず。知識平山。準備成功。手だね。疲れきた。ジャンペなく。これだけ劇団高木。体力が。ハウスですがいい方向で減った。
階段に登れね。
バギーあーっとガソリンなのぞ。 D まで繋いだ。コンパンタイプうまい。これはハイジャンプ戻すか飛ばない。さて戻って、これはグーグレーフランスの青の剣。
バルコニーに出たいけど出れねえな。
ガソリンがある。ちょっと邪魔。バギー押し取ってガソリン。これは P 通って比叡家まで。とりあえずパラパラバギー押し取って、さあ一個一個ゆっくり押し取ってきます。じゃあ安定体育、そしてガメージ進んでね。
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eyes. The morning light hurts your eyes. The morning light.
あーって言われた。バギーただのブースト刺さって、これはブーストしっかり使い切ってでやってや血液混ぜて、
The window stands broken in its frame.
でやばれ。さあ間に合わず。しかしちょっとゲージ止めてゲージ止めて。
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of tape viscera on the carpet. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape and not to send any of the bottles rolling. He nods.
No problem, officer.
The bed is cold.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every...
The fan stands still.
どうなってんのこれ。
There they both are. Two like two baby crocodiles. It's pretty clear, ain't good. They're balanced, comfy. Feels like the man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Are you kidding me? It's you. It's obviously you. You.
See? Everyone agrees it's your colors.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can...
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around.
Yes, I know where some things are, but...
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your question. His face expresses profound. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a... That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified...
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the...
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a...
Oh. People are saying it was the Union dock workers. That it was a lynch... The locals...
Did the debarders themselves tell her deed?
I don't really know. You'll have to... I would suppose it's...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The
lieutenant turns the page.
She went away because...
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else?
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of...
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this... Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you... Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like... Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his...
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt?
難しいね、このゲーム。
The union squeezed most places out of business to fund the strike.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them.
Good luck.
ふざけんなよ、マジで。何なんだよ。
By the way, where is home? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you? Why did you say that?
No. But isn't that an expression, not a a saying, up on Marvel Hill.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you...
無線を使わんといかんってことだな。どうすんの？無線ってどこですかね。今の経験値がどこか。今80、 キャボンの端で無線ってどこで使えるの？難しすぎるだろ。ちょっと待って、結局だから無線どうやって無線を使えばいい
No response. He's having trouble processing it. Believe it.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble, try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. Fine. We should get through this day. Not a fan. It's...
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the decomptage as its chain.
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama...
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot...
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station.
どうやって連絡するんだよ。
Was there anything else you wanted? Excuse me? You have a... I hope you don't... They say it's...
Yes, but container, he simply nods.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. You must forgive me. I'm getting so... I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I'll come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right?
なんかいる。ワーリングンラグズのカフェテリアかな。それはわかるんだけど。
That's right. And where is the whirling in rags? Yes. We're in Martinez, on the coast of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
全然わかんねえな。中野は行くとして夜かな。7時半とか8時ぐらい。
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
なんだこれ、全くわからん。
Her relief is palpable.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
プロレタリアート独裁。いやいや、難しすぎる選択肢は。民主的なやつじゃない。ああ。
Oh, sweetie. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign power.
But they still have cops.
Oh, dear. This is troubling. You really ought to know, but we should stop for today.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is.
A sigh.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world... defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something. It has something to do with everything. Someone more educated in...
No. I'm not an
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe?
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You must be joking.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living.
Interesting idea. This Evra sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't... Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers?
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you, with absolute...
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Thank you, but perhaps another time. Of course, dear.
いやー、全くわからん。
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long? An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Calmly, the lieutenant...
What are you doing? We should move.
You could definitely go for some.
酒を見つけて飲め。
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an...
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like 2 black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break...
Fuck that!
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Alright, entertain the Kuno.
The kid moves his hands like a basket. Irregular speech patterns. Overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs? This warrants further investigation.
Shitlock.
Don't tell the pig!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno's fucking... Kuno...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all.
Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo. Kuno's fuck.
He's trying to.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You wanna know where Kuno... Don't tell him that! It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City. Lame! That's the name of Kuno's City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty.
Kuno's fuck gimp.
He's trying to hide the fact that he does.
Kuno's...
He's trying.
Kuno knows what you meant. Your test...
Get lost,
Kuno's
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you!
こいつも二重人格なのか。
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the...
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly...
Nothing you can say would... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He...
なんだそりゃ。難しすぎるだろこのゲーム。ババアと話し終わったところで終わって、何にも得られなかったな、あのガキから。
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through...
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Active decay.
He's about to blow!
どうすんのこれ。死体下ろせねえじゃん。ちょっと待ってよ。このクソガキは何？
Kuno's...
If the...
Oh yeah! Right in the...
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black...
Fuck the rake! You should...
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a... The...
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
We shouldn't do it. You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure
Alright.
The kid... Irregular speech pattern.
Shit.
This is where you quickly are...
Kuno's...
He's trying to hide the...
Kuno's...
He's trying.
Kuno knows what you meant. Probably... You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesco.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the...
Yeah, Kuno.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross...
Just a couple of...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Just a couple...
Yeah, you tell the faggot.
Probably clan. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Mesco.
There is no Night City anywhere.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis.
Thanks, Kuno.
Probably... You heard... I don't know. Mesco... Or...
There is no Night City.
Why you gotta be right? You wanna know where... Don't tell him! It's not fucking lame.
Lame?
That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't...
It's impossible to deduce what it is.
Your tech...
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno... Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking...
The lieutenant.
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Dunno.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie-Opagite descent. It used to be a common first name.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was prepared. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah? The kid... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. And then what? You fucking there?
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno!
Course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just got a fly, pig. Not for you, pig.
Kuno can't wait to see...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno do...
何一つわからん。
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial...
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
きついな。
The cloak? I do think it's yours. Well, it doesn't seem...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide? Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not... You could have died there.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all. What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the... That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund mixed... But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we... Or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? Well...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous... That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
とりあえず金がなくて死ぬことはなくなった。
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have maybe more than 12. No. 1. Standard work boot. 2. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work. 4. Standard work boot. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart. 5. Another. 6. An aberration. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an... You're not bad. It's as if the whole... 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. 8. And yet another standard...
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A woman? Or a kid? Okay.
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. A drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear the right shoe.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Look.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone... A week, maybe? 7...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Ravachol.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commode...
200? Could it be the combined weight of...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is...
Possibly.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance...
Indeed. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up. The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Either way. What else?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno! Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come... I'm going away.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good David.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. Murder was the case, was...
This trash container is locked. The slide... Well, it is a container. Maybe your priority...
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the... with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody.
Kuno, please stop calling here.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
Oh, I'm sorry, officer, but the doorbell is broken and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore.
A single beep. You ring. What an ominous name. All you hear is static. You ring the doorbell. You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box. You wait for a minute or two, but all you get looks like someone has melted half the plastic off. You hear static. You can almost hear them breathe.
Yes, hello. This is Tracy Henniel. Have you come to play?
She sounds almost antique. As if... Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with...
It's you.
She must be mistaking you for someone. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. Ever since I came to...
A spot of static over...
It's so nice to be able to...
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by.
It must have been some kind of faulty wiring. We should maybe stop playing with this doorbell.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box. Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Silence. No one answers your call. This button looks new.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out.
I thought as much.
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Okay then. Maybe you're...
What do you need them?
It concerns the case. Please.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. They come here in the evenings. Dumb,
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry.
There are these things called days. You sleep.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen... Fine, okay, the kitchen is closed. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later.
Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. A lot. A lot. For the... A lot. A lot. Like what?
バカげてんなこいつ。
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you tear. Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mess. There he is. Calmly, the lieutenant...
What are you doing? We should move.
You could definitely go for some more. Before you stands a motor carrier, vapor emanate. This must be the infernal machine that toyed. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils. The frequency tableau, like the soft purr.
This is Precinct 50.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from...
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice de...
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10...
The man uses relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. 10-18, state your message, sir. Ten-4, I hear you.
Is it him? What does...
He says he...
Don't give that asshole anything.
All right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's...
He isn't get...
Request denied, sir. Over. He says...
Well, I get...
Vigmar said...
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir?
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself in front of your colleagues.
He terminated the connection. I guess he was in a hurry.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness.
Fucking
You're still
no.
coming up with sentences. That's a...
Fuck me? Please leave the rage.
Nothing you can... Cop gives up the detective.
Nani?
Can I help you?
Thank you.
What?
I thought...
Well...
It seems a little callous. Prod at him and find out.
Callous? What are you?
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He killed himself.
No one was implying you were, officer.
What did...
It concerns...
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What? Yes.
We should find out who... We don't.
There are...
Yes, not... They...
We should find out who this Lord faction is. We don't.
There are these things...
What are... You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can... What?
By the way, you should come... Before you, Vapor, this must be the infernal machine. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a scent of leatherwork, and the soft...
Hello, Alice.
Operating the radio is easy. Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button.
10-2.
The man...
10-4, message. 10-18, state your message, sir.
But you said...
10-9, over. 10-4, message received.
Is it him? What?
Says he lost his badge.
He what? He lost his badge?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. You mean your partner?
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn...
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Vigmar, sir.
Did he lose his memory along with his Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He's asking you to...
Of course it's serious.
Satellite Officer Vigmar concurs. He says this...
Oh goddamn.
Satellite Officer Vigmar is wondering...
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear.
What's going on?
Supercar pit.
He lost
his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking bed.
He asked you
why.
Sergeant Orson was on the...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking. 10-9 coming.
New Heights.
Ask him. Sergeant Orson wants...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. No.
10-9 coming, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Lying? Over the phone? It's easy.
He says he did.
Thank God for that. Losing his badge is bad.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The pry bar feels useful for opening doors. The handle, you can do good work. It's robust, lets you see the pull-out toolbox, slides. The white suede feels like as you tap on the gauge.
There's no use pressing the heat.
Translation.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? It will...
Her voice is...
Gottlieb.
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you. That's because you're hung over. Even the radio waves coming... That's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure. The busy kind.
It certainly does not help with aiming.
Yes, there's no end to the misfortune. Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do. With all the damage you've been dealing yourself, what else? I'm not a brain.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you, or...
And you even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad. You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop. And no, I don't want to hear a...
It's not... Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
What? You want the real, honest... And no...
It's not... Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Proceed.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
You know whom? What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring...
God, what?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything... No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought... No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers union.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
I didn't know I had to report it. I thought, yes, I know. It's just... What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought no one calls the police. You know, what the union says goes. People live...
Push her further. Show her the error.
The other people who live around here. You don't live here. You don't... Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know...
You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other end.
No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Okay. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. You told me back in the whirling. You told every... Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from... He watches you melt down stoically from behind the lenses of his glasses. Nothing you... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a metallic drawer.
Take what you need.
The handles.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist? It will...
Who? You are? Who? You are? That's the tiny the busy kind.
It certainly does not help.
Yes. Who? You are? With all the... What else?
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe.
You want the real and to know...
It's not. Cyanoacrylate is super...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio.
A flock of seagulls. Right away, the lieutenant
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. Oh.
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Souped up motor carriage for one.
God damn it. Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. You would be too if you had this motor carried. But seriously...
This is Precinct 57. 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. As you tap...
There's no use.
Translation. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57. How many? Of course. What?
Yes.
This is...
Lieutenant.
Yes, hello? Oh, right. You mean why?
Why not?
to say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom. Maybe, I don't know. I just know. No, not me. What? Of course, no one. You know.
Legally, no. In reality.
Mm-hmm.
Push her further.
I didn't.
You can almost hear the girl get it.
What? No one. You know. Mm-hmm.
Push her further. Show her.
The other people who live around here. You don't live here. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. You do? What else? No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Okay. Please, no. Not this again. Everyone's... You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to...
Oh, those again. I have been trying. You know, when you put your gun, your actual... I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall," painting them red. I won't be... There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
You hear the call breaking up on the other end.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering. A simple little cadence. He sees
from another planet. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is...
It's a traffic jam. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo. Yeah.
It's official. He too agrees.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this...
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has...
Yeah, imagine. So tell me, what do you need? Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. The bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does. It's like, whatever's going on...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. I've heard talk there's...
Ah, yes. From the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's...
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't... Us lorry drivers. Cam, your nurse. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Not my thing. Chase?
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept
analyzing the fundamental structure.
Ask for his conclusion.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle verbosity. Oh.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got them. They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. Not unless they've illegalized this rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
Don't be a stranger.
gold monument stands in the middle of the... A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chestpiece. Even by the standards of the... Well, he blew his own maladministration, foreshadowed. Stories have it that he had his... He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese... But wait, you haven't even heard about his fable. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasure. Cocaine. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him beneath the cold water. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged. Most historians think the cold... Some years ago, the statue is supposed to capture the moment. People in Martinez. Those critics might have it wrong, though. Philip III, the squanderer. Not that he ever did in life, either. A silver plaque on the... As you look up. Something with... Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't... Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. Why not? What this shows us is good.
The king stands high. Someone shot...
Okay, well, Martinez is riddled. Why not? What is...
The king stands... Someone...
Okay, well, Martinez is... If we connect every bullet hole... I've made a note.
The king stands high up. Someone... The monument stands high above you. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. The photo, an ambrotype, from the turn of the century. No response, wherever this woman...
Wait, she's just a distracted old woman. Better to... Why? I just thought...
Bastards! We have a right to... Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not the rights of people.
His manner of speaking is wooden. The tone of voice bland and uninspired. Almost.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards... I don't trust Cobb. Maybe you should ask them the question. We have fat...
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gate.
Why not?
Pity.
When a bunch of ungrateful...
Beats me. They mumble nonsense.
There's something odd in the way he... His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls held... He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the... Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Honest men and women, with rights, to work, to be you.
We came here to help the hop.
I have a question. Why do...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. Main gate's locked. Would take
heavy ordnance to bust it open. And try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't bad. Standing on a narrow... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up. Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighbor.
No! They will give up eventually. What's it to you? Big mess caused by Union greed.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? Am I a suspect?
Every once in a while.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Worked at Territorial. We're done here. I have a strike to break. Right to work! Right to... Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of...
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Have fun. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these hard... Right to work! It's shame...
We are not picking a side in pity.
Let...
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that...
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my... But you see, I'm an officer of the art...
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute...
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his...
Whatever you say, officer.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar...
It's about biology. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, natural. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate... The problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good...
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the Kips of Boogie Street are going for, right? It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't push your luck, Runt. Looking for something, Runt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but... apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say.
Look, as detective. Oh, I'm here to pick up...
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think?
Yep, it's one of their many...
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe.
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos.
He means the...
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk. Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik, Loslav Koiko. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature... did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. Someone with a cart. What did you think it was? That's how sure fucking is. We have a guild, and goddamn right, they've been trying. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help? We don't see a lot of police. Of course. What can I help you with? Well, this might be the... Snow has nutrients in it. Helps.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point.
No, of course not. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't... Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do...
You've been resting here for quite...
Yes.
I understand. Yeah.
There's silence. The smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do.
Of course. Where to? What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martin...
He knows where we are.
There's the pier, the harbor gates, some shops and a bridge. They can... Just coast. There's some shops and a bridge. Just coast. It's just water. No, actually, no problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Excuse me? Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. I don't know anything about...
Pig is a widely used term.
No need to worry. We are not saying...
Okay. Well, of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the...
Sure. Keep them. I have enough...
A thin man, as you step in. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Quebec. Please. It's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something. He smiles. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of a... He smiles. It's almost like... You see a heavy steel door with the cobalt blue surface, old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next...
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes,
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
If you say so, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria...
The door does not. The old kobold, it leads to a side. You see a heavy... The old kobold, it leads to a side building. The door does not. The man ponders his... He looks up at you. The shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get... Or some boring storage space with a bunch...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely...
Fine, okay. A little. But my job doesn't leave me... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the... Yes?
You see a heavy... The door, the kobold, it leads to a side. The worn and...
We can sit on benches.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out... Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio...
This is Precinct 50. Just...
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, what does he want now? He's asking for money. Is he? I don't think... Don't give that... Right, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it is. Request denied, sir. Over. He says it is. Request denied, sir. Over. Well, Vigmar said... what did he say? Did you want anything else?
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself.
Let us address them now, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
Active.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a pack with a well... Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see, you've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology, no, searching for... A box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Sole, you see, you've done this before. No, a box falls in... Among the threadbare kitchen towels, as the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the gut.
The victim's clothes? Cadaver inodor is fake. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty. Or empty. The belt is missing.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive color.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety weight.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that.
The fuck's he on about? Kids?
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and...
The lieutenant nods. Then, it's just organic waste. Cold. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple pit. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from...
Officer, is that your paperwork? Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? What are you talking about? I don't know either. You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see, or I will...
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your...
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist, only in its social... The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it up.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white. There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning tissue? It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. If you want it to be. It's not though. It's toilet. Still wet, the toilet paper. I mean, kitchen tissue, sorry. Peels off the plastic. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. It's crocodile teeth. The surface is interrupted by a silvery, looks like an official mark. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used. It depends, aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just...
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden paper, they're not exactly white. They're yellow. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, case files, work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigation. It's the middle of March. What do you mean? Is that all? The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cotton.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I prefer a normal caseload. It's a...
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. If most... Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigate a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from... Yes, all caps. One is called... Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be...
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one... The man with the hole in his head. I pray his loved ones never found. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand. Inspect the victim, interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry. A satisfying slash sounds across the page. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Things to be done, and things already done. The compass...
No, actually. Any ideas? Great. That's great. That's actually... I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little... Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41. Then, date of... Why, yes, your precinct number is 40. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's feeling isn't really that it takes about half an hour to piece one together. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a cause of failure. The mural is enormous. True love is, people call it that. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lecture. The case files do not. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability. You would think that, but you're wrong. Can you keep yourself off threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hell? It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to it. No, that's Burke. Leslie's shtick is flashing his genitals, remember? How will you ever solve the unsolvable case if you can't even get that straight? He must have confused it with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're also, in the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment with it, he came at us, and at us. I think he can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden paper. It's just a... Oh boy, here we go. But... The Greatest Innocence by Joao. It's just a race, but it would... lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the perm, it takes about half an... It would be very... That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together. Who knows that one day you may still catch the man with the square gun. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, they were leaving it out in all these unexpected and cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. No, you didn't have time for that. Murder. Tum-tum-tum at the hookah parlor. Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him, Joseph Mills, didn't get off the pot. Not yet. No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really? Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah bar. Yeah, so anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking. Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin, movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do... Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was murder. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden paper. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Then rip them from the binder and have 3. The topmost are misconduct fine. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 200. But they appear. These are all in a print so small it could a dozen pages. Color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs. Yes, all that the rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Thin, see-through copper. The rest of the stinking... It's made of dark blue plastic, hard... Something rattles inside. And something small in permeables. It's not hidden per se. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. Something rattles in... And something small permeables. The plastic shimmers with your hands... You 4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible, without resistance, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit act. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. It smells of a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. Familiar, a young woman in her 20s. There is Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning every step I take, it grows. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Sparks fall like snow from... You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on. To what?
Detective.
なんじゃこりゃ。今のはチュートリアルだったってこと？
There is nothing again. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground. That's me. Blue eyes. That's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion, here in the pain, because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the old factory system, they call it the ape. It didn't smell nice. It smelled like...
Yeah, man. What was that about? Bloated corpse of the past research.
Beautiful.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads. You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate.
Yes.
It's the glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone?
With greedy gulps, you...
What happened? You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. 10 minutes, maybe. That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such...
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of paper. The acidic stench of rotting food. You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls. Probably called Fermi Discrete. Or which? You're not sure you smelled this one yet. Or worse, you have the nagging feeling you might have missed it. Without resistance or sound, the 2 panel, it's slightly, ever so slightly. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
All right. Ready?
The dashboard lights up, like a leopard waking from its sleep. The lights unfold with a little...
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need...
As you hold your ledger's...
There she is.
Around the borders of the watermark, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RC. You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid.
Let me see. Right here. It has its problems.
There are many of them. The first row has 80. Not bad for... The next is the longest. It runs all... You count 216 perforation. The last row. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as enough
alpha male officers who are... Son, here is where...
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. That's what it says. I might have guessed... Yes, that does. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially precinct, there are certain officers who treat their... But it seems as though you are. Yes. Everyone has their... Personally, I find it helps to keep up a... Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
Yes?
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you. Sharp ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready. As the concrete floor...
I knew you could do it. By climbing down,
with your feet firmly planted on the... This is the night. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself.
If you must.
But nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinet's up. It's a black and white photo of a young couple.
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of... The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. Once you take the painkillers, they are yours now. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia? Mini strokes? Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else. The enormity of the case before you. You stand and...
Yes?
control panel with several... Marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And with a surprise, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the moving.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers.
The crane does not return to its original position. Before you stand.
You do? There are a million containers here. Why are you You just picked one. We are not here to interact with...
No report. The knot produces a hollow ring of... You attempt to turn the hand. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. You attempt. To your left, the lieutenant... No report. The knot produces a hollow ring. Before you is a wall with great effort, with a mixture of expectation and...
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Dubois... I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately...
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny...
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men. So tell me, how can the head of the...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in...
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a... This should take care of that. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes,
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least, don't thank him for it.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or... Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only when he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, We will deal with...
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Officer.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps...
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois, are you okay?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him.
Don't be dramatic.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me.
Okay, enough. We are here to...
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer...
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age... Yes, yes, Harry. You are... Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are...
I think the odds of that.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong.
Words flow like a river of... I guess word has already reached him. It's just a brown folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of...
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. Is he trying to hide?
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau.
He got the name from the Census Bureau. And...
Yes, yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census...
That means he doesn't really know. A pity. The mystery of...
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honest, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the...
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening... And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take up... You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I could... Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious...
Smooth talking? Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
My dear Harry, there are literally... Harry, you...
Smooth talking?
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. Your gun will...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white.
The lyrics to this contain the accent.
Container. Everdale. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just some of the other guys don't look. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Sure is, mister. Sure is.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers...
Oh, yes. People say us...
Thank you for...
Oh, we're on a strike.
So, no...
Not... But Titus and his boys got into some drug... Oh, I'm not really supposed to... Him and his boys stirred up something... I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep the...
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it.
I remember, but Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are... Yes, I'm like... Actually...
Who is...
A real but I can't listen to the radio. Oh, Lizzie.
He respect...
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this... If me Mrs. Doctor like me...
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Buford.
Oh, Liz...
He respect...
But she's... If me Doctor...
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Buford.
Well, thanks. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't... Oh, I'm just... Sure, mister. About what? Oh, that...
Told you.
Bye-bye now.
帰れねえ。
body betrayed.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degenerate.
Oh, you it must be frightening to stand. What is this?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely.
Stop it. This
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degenerate.
You have succumbed. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Alrul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but no, you don't.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle. You gave the word. You dominated. Listen, you will.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Enough with this. Bring your troops to the city wall.
You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. The best idea. The man looks at you, silent and
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you.
Do you?
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic race. Those are a receding genetic pool. You know them by the name.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Godfather. In some municipalities of
the Mound are proved.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good.
The Vespertines and Messina, the other overproduction, as proven by the Mound and the indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Simonese inhabit. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The indigenous people. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The latter is perfect.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pink. Pinkness is a racial quality that the Khoiko, the countless micro...
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostate?
Its leaders will be the Vasholians, halfway between Tipa and the Racial Coldron. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 80...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of... The revolution came to Rabashon. The revolution is enough of tips. The F are a museum of failed chimeric experiments. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have, Miss. Then there is the Simino Koiki Kaimila. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial science. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Khoiko may have similar interbreeding problems, but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. I cannot possibly imagine. Don't be vulgar. White or not, Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront International. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Of course you are. Above all, Ramp, stop explaining yourself. No one offshoots of this. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. South Island race, Haplogroup, we are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbu. No. I have heard about it. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simonese strategy. Spreading through its trade net, you have heard enough about.
I think this racist is better than the...
That will be the...
He will grant us 3.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits.
The lieutenant.
You should keep him close.
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing.
He had nothing to do. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts monks into trash?
Racists are generally not very good.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him? He must think redheads are...
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however...
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got... There is nothing funky about them. I cannot possibly imagine what it...
Hey. Psst. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to... Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too? Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan commune. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political... Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big failure? It's about failure. Yes, you alone. Against every you, against the atom, the child. Now get to work, comrade. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few.
帰りてんだけど。